as a man, I have to have something that I'm proud of. Some men have their sheds, some men have their medals, some men have women that they've been with. Me? I have my beautiful bookshelf.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
So I'm trying to blow up on YouTube, so I thought, why not? Deranged man in a Santa hat talks about his favorite books in the month of November. It's not even Christmas. I just like to wear the Santa hat. So let's go. I have a sip of my coffee. There's nothing in here. You just got tricked. You know what happened? You don't read, so you didn't get tricked if you read. You would know I didn't have coffee in there if you read. You know why? Because it makes your brain smarter. So let's get started. So the first section of my bookshelf is my literature and my classical literature. So obviously, if anybody has watched any of my previous videos, I am in love with Fyodor Dostoevsky. He's my favorite author. I've read most of his big works. We have Notes from the Underground, Crime and Punishment, The Idiot, Devils, Brothers Karamazov. That's all I have for Dostoevsky. Then we go to some of the more modern guys. I have Bret Easton Ellis's American Psycho. I watched the movie, decided to read the book. It's okay, you know. It's no Dostoevsky. Cormac McCarthy. I have two more of his books. Right here I have Blood Meridian, The Road. I have a couple others. I have No Country for Old Men, and I have All the Pretty Horses. What else? Tolstoy. You are not a book guy if you do not own Tolstoy books that you keep putting off. I've said that I'm going to read War and Peace like 50 times right now, and I've read like the first chapter 5 times, and I'm not going to read it. That's how you know someone's a reader. They have War and Peace, but they say they were going to read it, but they're never going to. We have some of the other novels. We have Sartre, Camus. We have... I speak French, so I have L'Étranger and Le Petit Prince. So those are my French books. Then we go to the next section. I went through a really big philosophy phase when I was like 16. So I remember I read Nicomachean Ethics when I was like 13 by Aristotle. And I didn't understand any of it, but you know, I just pretended to like philosophy. Then I got into it again when I was 16 and I bought Plato's Republic. So that's here. We start off though with Michel Foucault. I only have one of his books right now, but I'm going to get more. I want his books on power and the history of sexuality. I want that. But right here I have Discipline and Punish. That's a very interesting book. You know, he's a postmodernist. So as someone that liked Jordan Peterson, I feel like I'm doing some sacrilege. But you know, Musashi Miyamoto, he's a Japanese samurai guy. He's like his books are okay. I have his 5 Rings book as well. It was more of a trend that I got it. Now, we have Nietzsche. Obviously, I have more Nietzsche books than I have Dostoevsky books, and I still prefer Dostoevsky. Thus Spake Zarathustra, Beyond Good and Evil, On the Origins of... On the Genealogy of Morals, Twilight of the Idols, Will to Power, all that stuff. Then we go to the Stoics. I'm not a fan of Stoicism whatsoever, but I'm a top tier hater, right? People hate and they don't know things, so they're not haters, they're kind of straw man haters. I'm a hater. I've read all the books, so now I can hate on them for real. We have the Enchiridion, Meditations, Teachings of a Stoic by Epictetus. I have Seneca over there. I read something about Zeno. I don't know if he wrote a book or anything, but I read some stuff on him. Those are the Stoics, and the little book of philosophy. So that's my philosophy section. I have more in my disgusting little pile over here. If you see here, I have all the other books which I have yet to stack on my bookshelf because my bookshelf is too small. I have a bunch of stuff over there. I'll just gloss through that at the end. Then we go to psychology. So, psychology section. Eric Neiman. He was Carl Jung's predecessor. Carl Jung taught him. And he's very interesting. I read The Origins of Consciousness. So he looks at the different interpretations of consciousness through different cultures. So it's kind of an anthropological psychology book. It's very interesting. Freud. I read Freud when I was 13 or 14. And it was a very interesting topic to bring up at the parent-teacher meetings. Why is your son reading Freud? My little books here, I have the Bible. I'm not Christian, but because I read so many old books, I kind of need to know so many the Bible lore. Then we have John Ronson. He's apparently like not very liked in the scholastic community. I talked to my professor about him. He's like, no. I want to talk about real scholars. I liked his book, The Psychopath Test. It's a pretty good read. I read it when I was young. Attached. If you want to have a successful relationship, you read this book. You Are Not So Smart. It's okay. Oxford Dictionary of Psychology. My dad got me that. Myths and Legends of Ancient Greece and Rome. That's okay. I prefer like the Homer's stuff to learn about ancient Greek myths. And the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Haven't read it yet, but that's going to be interesting. Now, if I'll take you to here, we have, what is it? I have science books and I have self-improvement books. I went through this crazy self-improvement phase when I was younger. It was worth it. I look back on it kind of cringing now, knowing the stuff that I know. But if I hadn't read stuff like Atomic Habits and How to Win Friends and Influence People, I wouldn't have been the person I am today. I also watched Hamza a lot. I liked him. He's had a downfall though. So, the science, the quantum world. It's a quantum age. Sorry, it's a good introduction to quantum physics. Charles Darwin, obviously. Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. Sapiens. I really liked it. Apparently, the anthropological community did not like it. Behave by Robert Sapolsky. It's a pretty good book on neurobiology and neuroscience. He's a determinist, so he was my first introduction to determinism. I haven't got his book Determined. I will read it soon. Then self-improvement. This is where I might get in trouble because I'm not right-wing, but everyone thinks I am because of this stuff. I read Magic Thinking Big by David Schwartz, Jordan Peterson's books, Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday, The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. I have not read it. I don't want to read it. I thought it was a good book, then I found out all about him, so I might as well throw that out. Relentless by Tim Grover. That guy trained Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. I played basketball for a very long time, and I really liked that book. It was a really good book. It just talks about how to be a successful athlete, but you can also apply it to real world stuff. I have Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, How Champions Think by Bob Rotella, David Goggins stuff, and Robert Greene. Of course, every person who likes that stuff likes Robert Greene, right? The 48 Laws of Power, The Daily Laws, The Art of Seduction. It's okay. It's overrated. It's kind of overhyped by those guys that like to pretend that they're manipulative anime characters, but it's pretty good. Some of the smaller books I have down here, I have The Art of War. I read that when I was younger. Seneca. Here's Seneca. Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paulo Freire, right? Yeah, that was a really good book. I don't know why it's here. It's a sociological book. It should be up here. But yeah, those are good books. Psycho-Cybernetics. This was oh my goodness. I think I put it as my most life-changing book I ever read. It's like when I was younger, I was really, really fat and ugly, right? And then I grew a bit and I lost the weight and I was getting treated so differently, but I still had the same kind of mental state as the fat and ugly kid. And I read that book and it was like all about mindset, how you should see yourself. I thought it was fantastic. I was able to change my mindset. So now instead of being insecure, I get accused of being a narcissist every single day. But you know what? It's worth it. I like myself because of this book, so I really recommend it. Atomic Habits because I'm a basic white bitch. And this is a good part. Now we go to the languages. I speak one language, but I can speak a bit of a couple different languages. Right down here, I have a book on, where is it? I have Japanese books. Of course, I was a weeb when I was a kid, so I tried to learn Japanese. I failed miserably. I learned like 300 kanji characters, and then I gave up. I have the book Remembering the Kanji. A couple Russian books. I tried to learn Russian. I'm still trying to learn, so hopefully that will be pretty good. I have a lot of Russian-speaking friends, so I can read the alphabet as well. I took Russian classes as a kid. What else do I have? I have obviously French books. I speak French pretty well, and a couple Spanish books, and obviously an Irish dictionary. I am Irish, but I don't speak Irish. Don't ask me why. Then I have like my little encyclopedias. I think the origin of my autism as a child came from these encyclopedias my family got me. Like, I don't know if anyone else had it. I know my girlfriend used to love these. It's like the 5,000 little facts book. I had these. These were great, man. I have such nostalgia reading these. They were just fantastic. And they had like books on sharks, dinosaurs, space, history. If you want to, I think I'm going to give my kids so many of these whenever I grow up. I have, what else do I have? Encyclopedia of everything. So encyclopedias, fact books. I have a big book on history. My girlfriend loves plants, so she bought this big ass book in a charity shop. It's the history of British flora. It is so weird. I don't like plant biology whatsoever, but you know, good for her. And that's pretty much it. That's my bookshelf. We'll go to the ugly books now. So, my table. It is disgusting. This is where I have kept all the books that I don't care about. Or not the ones that I don't care about. These are my new books. So we'll just go through a couple. Frankenstein, Dickens, Homer, Ulysses, Brave New World, some philosophy. I have Kierkegaard here. What else? Fear of the Feminine, that's the other Meeman book. And Count of Monte Cristo, Solzhenitsyn. I got some Hannah Arendt books. 100 Years of Solitude, I cannot wait to read that. And physics and law. That's pretty much it. This is my beautiful bookshelf. Don't pay attention to my wardrobe. This is my very ugly collection of miscellaneous books. That's it.